And welcome back to another edition of Trojan TV here. We got our first playoff game, our first district playoff game against the Mustang Broncos, who are 12-3. They have a 4-3 district record, and they're fourth in the district standings. Now, the Trojans are 12-2. They have a district record of 7-0. Actually, we're the district champs and are first in the district. Now, they've won their last 2 games by a combined score of 20-0. Also, let me introduce myself. I'm Aiden Lau, and I'm here with Addie Wright. Addie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Are you excited? Are you excited for this?
Yes, I'm so excited to finally be back in my alumni stadium. It's definitely different being on this side rather than playing on the field, but I'm super excited to be watching on this side.
No, yeah, I mean, it's definitely cool. Obviously, we have our director, Wyatt Shubin, who just does so much for everyone around here. He's just kind of going around, making sure everything's doing all right. I think we should have a couple graphics popping up. So here we go. We have the season stats. This is a nice change of pace. The goal differential, plus 53. Isn't that just incredible, Addie? I mean, you said plus 53?
Yeah, that's crazy. That is a big difference. I'm not sure we were, that much, but it's crazy. That's really good for a season stats.
And now, shutouts, Patton has 10. Goal leader, Livy Jones, has 11 goals, and the assist leader is Maddie Goss with 9. So, now, what is a shutout?
Okay,
I actually don't know what that is.
So a shutout is when the other team scores 0 goals. So it could be 4-0, 5-0, but you let 0 goals in on your own goal. So that's really awesome.
And Patton has 10?
Yes, and that's also
because it's Annika. Oh,
yes,
my goodness.
Yes. But that's a great way to shout out our defense, because sometimes being a defender myself, we do not get, that much credit as the goal scorers. But, it's a great way. That's great defensive work by the Trojans.
Yeah, not going to lie. It's been a pretty boring past couple games for Annika Patton. She hasn't had really much to do. The ball has actually been on the Trojan side the entire time.
That's awesome.
They haven't threatened at all. It's actually incredible. As we have the starting 11, Livy Jones, Maddie Goss, Adeline Phipps, Anna Joseph, Trina Walls, Sophia Gaskins, Claire Keeling, Gentry Feeker, Kierce Walls, Emma Underneer, and, of course, our keeper, Annika Patton. And it looks like the Trojans are going to be out for the pledge, and we'll take a quick breather. We'll be back in just a second. I don't know if you guys. Oh wait, no, we don't have a crowd mic tonight, but we do have a lightning delay right now. So I think we have a 30-minute intermission, and we'll be back. We'll be back in 30 minutes, I guess. Hopefully. And welcome back after that crazy lightning delay. I mean, that was like, oh my gosh, I think it was like 45 minutes as the girls continue warming up. You got to get their legs fresh. Now, Addie, have you ever experienced like anything like that? Kind of like a lightning delay and you have to get your legs warmed up and stuff like that?
Yeah, so honestly in high school, I feel like we got pretty lucky. There's not a time where I really recall a big lightning delay. But this past college year, we had one where it even got rescheduled to the next day. And that was definitely hard, just kind of getting back into the mental state almost. Like, you're not as focused. After you're warming up, you're definitely locked in. And then you kind of just hear the horns and you have to go take a break. And then it's very, very easy to get unfocused. And so, turning it back on and getting back in that mental mindset is super, super important. And it is hard. It is definitely a big challenge. I would say that's the biggest challenge out of anything, more mental than physical.
Yeah, especially for like a playoff game too. Like that's tough. Like I couldn't imagine, like you're ready to go, you just got done with warm-ups. The pledge has already been announced and stuff like that. And like you're ready to go, you're ready to line up in the field, and then the horns sound.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know.
I know. I wonder how all these girls are handling it. I'm sure.
I know. I hope it doesn't throw them off their game, to be honest.
I know.
Well, whenever they came out of the locker room, they were all
super
hyped
excited.
up and stuff like that. Yeah.
I know. But also, I know from, past experience, these girls, have always been like super close. And in the locker room, like, I just know they're having such a fun time. And like, even if they weren't super focused, like, they can lock back in, and especially just with like how close the team is, like they are teammates and they'll be able to work together. Like even if they're not like, out there on the field, they're still in the locker room, bonding together. So I honestly feel like it could be better. They're kind of, it may make them less stressed in the long run, which is honestly nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could definitely see how that could like calm your nerves maybe before a game, just having a good time.
Yes.
Crazy to think about, maybe not even thinking about the game too much.
I know that actually.
Because I'm sure some of these girls are nervous and stuff like that. But you got to realize they're 7-0 in district. I don't know. I don't think they played Mustang, but an unfamiliar opponent. Obviously, you've seen the film. You got a strategy. You've been practicing. They just had dead week last week.
Yes.
So they did not have a game last week. So I'm sure that's their whole game plan was Mustang. So I'm sure they're pretty prepared and ready to go as we look to kick off here. Just what is it? An hour and 10 late. 7-11? My goodness. As we see, Mustang starts with the ball, just swinging it around. Some good ball movement. Allan Phipps breaks up the pass. Back down to Annika Patton, getting some action early. Oh, my goodness.
Gosh. That was a close one.
Already?
They seem to have some speed up top, so our defense is definitely going to have to watch that.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Wait, did they call a foul? I think they called a foul on Annika.
On Patton. Oh, is it a PK?
Yikes, that's not ideal early on, that's for sure.
Oh,
did you think? I thought she was going for the ball.
Huh. I'm surprised they called a PK on that, really.
Yeah, well, I honestly didn't even realize they called it until I was like looking around and like the Broncos are like celebrating with each other, they're giving like chest bumps and stuff like that. I was like, okay. What a save by Annika!
Awesome.
That's
wow,
huge.
That is great.
Oh my goodness! Also,
that
guys,
is great.
Also, guys, sorry for like it kind of sound like awkward silence, but we have no live mic tonight because we're afraid of the rain. Let's look at this replay right here from Patton. Honestly, she didn't really like predict that. She kind of saw.
Yeah.
Like she was. Yeah, it was great.
That was great. That is a good way that they want to start. Mm-hmm. Definitely don't want to be one goal down at the beginning.
No, yeah, for sure. So Olivia Jones back to Phipps. He's going to back it out, look for a good pass. It seems like the Broncos are really aggressive early.
Yes, they're coming out strong.
I mean, they know that they're playing. I think the Trojans are the number 1 seed in the maybe in the entire 6A. I don't know for sure. We had the bracket up earlier, guys. I'm so sorry. Forgot to really take a great look at it, but the Broncos coming in early, coming in hot. Hopefully the Trojans fight back a little bit. Did you see they're all standing on the bench. That's good energy right there for the Broncos.
Oh, yeah. See, all of our girls are sat down, so they're definitely coming out with some energy.
Yeah, but they're confident though. Like
yes,
they're not worried.
Agree.
They're not worried. Maybe they're looking to pull off the upset, They're all hyped up.
See, that is another thing that is hard is coming in. They're the underdogs and they know what they kind of like have to bring and stuff. But also again for Jenks, the confidence is like they know where they lie. They know they're a good team. They know that they can pull it off, which they wholeheartedly can.
Yeah, in these like past couple games, this is kind of how it's gone. Like, it's been like the first, like it's kind of been dry for like maybe the first 20 minutes, and then the Trojans will score, and then it just seems like the floodgate opens up, and oh, here we go. Kearis Wallace looks to track down the ball, be picked up by the Bronco goalie. We just got word. Trojans are indeed first. From my main man Wyatt right there. Helping us out, making sure we've got all our statistics correct. Looks like Broncos will shoot it away. I think the Trojans are doing a little bit of a better job now. Maybe settled in a little bit.
I agree. I think that was one thing that was definitely hard playing, like, personally, is you just kind of get the nerves at first. But once you start playing, it's easy to settle in and kind of get the groove back.
That'll be an easy pickup. From our goalie, I can't see the number. Can you see the number down there?
I cannot.
Well, she's got the black jersey. I think it maybe 1. I don't know. I'm going to say it's 1 Westfall. Westfall with the pickup. Make sure to remember that name. Olivia Jones with the head. It's kind of dancing around. Kicks it up to Kearis Walls. Looks to track it down.
Oh, that is a foul. Yep. Foul for us.
Is that gonna be a free kick?
Yes.
Okay. Because that was outside the box, right?
Yep.
Looks like we got a Bronco down. There's been a couple collisions already this game. That's kind of...
They seem to both be physical, which I feel like is a strong suit for Jenks, is we can definitely be physical. So that is good for us.
No, yeah, I mean, for sure. You know, maybe both these teams are kind of antsy, just kind of ready to get out of the gates. And we've already had a couple of collisions. As Annika had that one with Ford for the Broncos, and kind of like a similar spot here. Maybe like bang knees or something like that. I don't really know.
I didn't see it too clearly.
Hopefully nothing too serious going on, but they have their training staff there. Kind of nice travel. Well, Mustang's not too far away, right?
Couldn't tell you.
You don't know where Mustang is?
I do not.
Okay, we had a basketball tournament at Mustang. We actually had to spend overnight, so maybe it's not. It is kind of far away.
Yeah,
it's a long trip for the Broncos.
Another advantage we have is home field advantage, which is super, super nice to play on.
Super important. Broncos are the 4 seed coming in and playing the 1-seeded Trojans. Possibly looking. Look, I mean, they don't look too nervous though.
They
look fine. We might have a live mic, guys. We might. Let's hope. Let's hope the rain stays away. Oh shoot! You want me here?
Where's the doorstop at?
Wait.
All right, we're getting a live mic suited up.
This is 3. It's unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We're good now. We're good. Mr. Prince coming in clutch. Came back from wherever he was from. Don't exactly know, but he's back. Maybe the rain delay was in a favor for our guy. He's coming to help out. Dang, she's still down. I do hope it's nothing.
Yeah. It looks... Oh, she seems to be getting up now, but I feel like it could be a knee or ankle. That's my guess.
For collisions, what I was thinking is I thought it would be like a knee-to-knee collision or something like that. I know before the game we were talking about ACLs, but I don't think it'd be an ACL injury or anything like that. Number 6, Aubrey Gobel, is the Bronco that is getting evaluated right now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a concussion, Also, because that happens a lot, you know? I also didn't think about that. Just running into each other. Let's go, Bella stands up. On her own will. Hopefully she's able to walk off the field by herself. The Trojans, I almost forgot that we had a free kick.
Yes. Hopefully we can get one here early, which would be super, super nice.
I know, we thought the Broncos might pounce early, but Annika with the great save. Maybe we can steal one here. So it seems like the referees are kind of on it right now. Like they're ready. They're ready to call it. Maybe not so much of a let them play game, but more of a stricter game.
Yeah.
Now, which one of those games would you prefer? Like, would you rather the refs call everything, or would you rather them just kind of let things play out?
I personally prefer just them letting it play out. I just kind of think it gives the game more of a flow and kind of, just keeps the momentum on both sides. But again, if they're just not calling anything, then that's just kind of where injuries and people getting hurt comes in, which we obviously do not want. So
that's true.
They have to be, we always want a good ref. So
yeah, you want a happy
hopefully
medium for sure. Looks like Gaskins is going to take our free kick. Waiting for maybe some confirmation. All right, here we go. Oh, man.
That was a good one.
She kind of... Okay, so the goalie, which... is that West? Oh, wait, is that 0? Saunder with the save. Didn't really move.
Yeah.
Didn't really make a prediction on the ball or anything. I think maybe Gaskins thought she was going to make a prediction on the ball. Just kind of went straight at her. But
yeah, she
nonetheless.
definitely put it in there with some heat, which is what we want.
Olivia Jones in the corner. Oh. Good defense there from the Broncos. Olivia looks to cross. Offsides.
Yes, offsides.
Offsides for the Trojans. Obviously a great opportunity there. Squandered. Sorry, I don't think you can see right now. We'll try to keep you. I'll try to give you a good play-by-play of what's happening. The Broncos kick it out of bounds. Emma Undernear will throw it in to Olivia Jones. Swings it back to Phipps. Who boots it up in the area of Maddie Goss. Now the Broncos on the counter. Nowhere near. Maybe. Did you think she thought someone was like running with her? Maybe. Or do you think that was a shot?
I don't know. I kind of think that was a shot, but we had some good coverage defense by Gaskins, which is super, super important, especially in games like these. We don't want anyone on an island, so. That's
true. It was like a 1 versus 3 right there. She's just kind of doing it herself.
Yep.
I thought maybe she thought someone had her with her or something like that, because it looked almost like a cross, but
that is true.
Wasn't there. Patton with the goal kick. Hopefully the turf is not too wet. Obviously, we had some sprinkles, nothing too serious. So we had the lightning delay. It wasn't really a rain delay. Obviously, this game being scheduled or postponed until tonight because we had some heavy rain yesterday. Jones tries to fix it. Just a little too tight right there. Broncos on the recovery. Looks like a foul on the Trojans here. Free kick for the Broncos. So, are you seeing anything in particular so far? Like, any game plan? I think the Broncos are pretty aggressive right now.
Yes, they are. The Broncos do seem to be coming out very aggressive, but I know Jenks can definitely handle that. And we have some aggressive girls as well, which is, that is very, very beneficial and what you kind of want on a team. So I don't have any doubts in the Trojans right here. And I do think that I feel like we have been passing pretty well, honestly. I think we could settle down some more, but that just comes with time and stuff.
The Trojans have won their past 2 games 10-0, so they haven't really had like a great competition, I think. So maybe just kind of settling into this game against the higher quality of opponents as you do in a playoff game. Stakes are crazy high right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Pierce Wall's battling for the ball. Gaskins. Turner Walls will kick it out. You know, just clearing the ball, making sure everyone's set. Emma Undernear gets in there. Knocks it away up to Maddie Goss.
Just make her.
Dude, what a... Guys, we might have... Do we have a replay on that? Can we see that? Can we see that? Do we have a replay on Maddie Goss's Meg? My goodness. I mean, that's got to be pretty embarrassing.
I know.
That's like one of the worst things. Because I saw the whole bench go crazy. I wasn't like crazy paying attention to it. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Broncos on the attack. She'll shoot. Just over.
Annika get a hand? I don't think she did.
Yeah, you think Annika may have gotten a hand on that?
Yeah, luck, she did not, which is good. Goal kick for us.
Gaskins boots it up to near in the area of Maddie Goss. Broncos will retain possession. Broncos passing it well. Well, not that time. Gaskins with the stop. Phipps will just kick it out. This Broncos try to set something up here. Already 3 shots on goal early here for the Broncos. Is that concerning at all?
Maybe just a little bit, but again, I do think just since it's early, we just kind of need to calm down and stuff. But I really think our defense is very strong, and I'm very impressed with their kind of physicality. I think that's honestly good, doing pretty well right now. And also another big part is we have some height back there, and so I feel like we've been winning a lot of air challenges, which is definitely needed in this type of game and stuff. So honestly, I'm not too worried about the shots on goal.
I agree. As Annabelle Edwards and Addie Peace subbed in for, I believe, Kierce Walls and Emma Undernear. Livy Jones on the attack. There'll be a foul called on the Broncos Trojan free kick. Trojans starting off a little bit on more of the youth side. They're starting Emma Undernear and Kierce Walls. Yeah, I was gonna say Trojans throw in. I don't think that got anyone's. Livy Jones is gonna kick it out. Not a great area to be in. Just gonna get the defense set up. Trina Walls over to Anna Joseph. Maddie Goss. Annabelle Edwards. It's a little bit of a heavy touch right there. It's past the defender. Looks the boxer out. Addie. Oh.
That was some good
I know.
in there by Addie.
Dang, they're calling a lot. They're not letting anything go. Trina Walsh just 2 hands on the back right there.
Yeah, the ref is being pretty stingy, but honestly, in a playoff game, I feel like that could possibly be a little bit better than it getting out of control.
The referees are trying to set the tone early, which I like. I'd like that they're doing it rather earlier than maybe later in the game on a questionable call, or they call something for a pin or something like that.
Pretty fair right now, which is good. Hopefully it stays.
Yeah, they are calling it both ways. Trina Walls throw it in. Well, I feel like usually in a playoff game, you'd think the opposite would happen. Maybe they let them play a little bit more, but maybe these referees had their own little vision of how this game might go.
For sure.
Maddie Goss on the attack. Just misses Annabelle Edwards. Back out, just going to kick it out to Phipps. Phipps boots it up to Addie Peace. Properly saved by Sonder, the Bronco goalie, who's already made a couple nice saves tonight. From what I can tell, I think the turf is dry. I think everything's fine. The weather is clearing up.
Yes, it does not look to be too skippy, which can sometimes be an issue with the rain on the turf. So, pretty good conditions, I would say.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's all you want, because you don't want any other factors to play into a game, especially as a high-stakes a game as this is. Patton will boot it up to Trina Walls.
Great touch.
Broncos kick it out of bounds. Walls the throw in. Olivia Jones. Swings it over to Goss. Olivia Jones. Couldn't get to that one, but kicked out by the Broncos. Will be a throw in for the Trojans. Back over to Olivia Jones. She looks across into a sea of Bronco defenders. Back out to Phipps. Goss with a heavy of a touch. But overall, I think it was a pretty good possession there by the Trojans. What do you?
Yes, I agree. I think another thing I'm noticing is our speed. Our speed looks really good today, which is going to be very, very important in today's game.
They do. I think having maybe this last week off, resting and recovering their bodies, getting ready for this playoff game is definitely helping out and showing early. Just having that proper rest
It's definitely
before a game. Because I can imagine you get burnt out. I mean, it's 2 games a week.
Yes.
Now, obviously, these last 2 games for the Trojans, they've been able to play a lot of players, kind of had the whole bench in. But today I expect maybe a smaller rotation of players. Only, how many subs would you think in a playoff game?
Yeah, I would assume around 5 or so.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Like, obviously, if someone needs a breather, but
yeah.
most of the time, keep the rotation limited. Keep to the people who've been in situations like this before, because obviously we have a couple girls on roster who have been in these playoff situations. Won state championship
Yes.
2 years ago.
Yep, I think.
We actually have a state champion in the booth tonight.
Yes. I know it's definitely helpful to have. I don't know exactly how many, but
Yeah.
we had girls on that state championship team, so they know what the routine is almost. So they, they've got it down. Even like last year going to playoffs, just the experience is really good, and all we can ask for just to feel more confident and just have more experience overall.
Yeah, experience is important as the Trojans do start a good amount of seniors. Broncos look to attack. Kicked out by Maddie Goss. Claire Keeling with possession. A little slide tackle there from the Broncos. Gets it right back. Just wasn't there. Wasn't there for the Broncos. Some stout defense being played from the Trojans. We have Kierce Walsum back in the game for Claire Keeling. Like we were talking about, Kierce has already played. Just kind of keeping the rotations, making sure everyone's fresh. Gaskins intended for Peace. Olivia Jones. Into Gaskins. Addie Peace doing a nice job controlling the ball. Good pass. Oh, stolen away by the Bronco defender. So they go on the counter. Yeah, nothing really going there. Like they've had a couple of these counter attacks, maybe, but nothing's really come out of it. The closest they've gone, I think, is would it not foul on Annika.
Yes. I know. I think that they've kind of been playing some through balls more, which I think our defense can definitely handle, especially we do have speed back there, which is important.
Kicked out by Maddie Goss. Kierce Walls kind of stole it away. Broncos weren't really paying attention right there. Trojans are on the attack. Pass just a little heavy. Landry. Saunder will pick it up. She'll survey her options and kick it away. Good head right there. Nothing doing. Broncos with a shot on goal. Kind of an ambitious shot right there from the 30.
That's not something you'd really expect to see.
Yeah, where would be an ideal spot to shoot from? You think what's the maximum?
Honestly, the sweet spot is about the 18. That's kind of really where you want it, but it is very challenging to get there.
I can imagine that's where the defense tightens up and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about that shot from the 30. It kind of allows the goalie to make a read on it and see where it's going.
I know, you got to be pretty powerful to kind of pull that off. It's definitely difficult.
Gaskins will track this ball down. Good touch. Trina Walls. Booted up, looking for maybe Edwards. Livy Jones, unable to save that one from going out of bounds. Broncos throw in. You hear all this yelling? This is intense. This is intense stuff going on right here.
There's some good energy out there.
I know. I'm loving this. The crowd might makes a big factor.
I know. I think that's one thing that our girls definitely bring is a lot of energy.
Yeah, you can definitely hear them on the bench.
Yes.
Pierce Walls. Not going to be able to get there. Saunder. Another pickup. Another routine play. Just these passes are just, do you think they're just like a little bit too heavy, maybe a little bit too ambitious?
Yes, I definitely think we, kind of like I said earlier, the Broncos were looking for a through ball. I think we are as well.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that will work for us eventually just because of the players that we have and kind of our kind of specialties almost, or what, our strong suits. But
I agree.
I think we're definitely looking for that.
Yeah, I was just wondering because we've had a couple of that like same situation, and I thought maybe the pass has just been maybe too heavy. They can't really run underneath and get a touch on the ball.
Yes.
But I agree. No reason to switch it up right now. I think it's been a pretty equal match so far.
Yes.
You think so?
I think the possession has definitely been kind of equal on both sides.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because usually you can kind of tell which team is like playing better than the other early because you can tell by the possessions. But right now, I'd agree, like what you said, equally split.
Yeah, the ball has definitely been on both sides.
That's for sure. Eddie Goss, the throw in. Looks like she'll have another throw in. Broncos hit it out of bounds. She looks to orchestrate something. Broncos just keep on hitting it out of bounds. They clearly don't like the looks. Given. Look at Jones. You can hear her hit the through ball. Is that what I heard? Hit the through ball?
From who's here?
Just under the foot of Trina Walls will be a Bronco throw in. I hope sub's coming in for the Broncos. So we resume play. Trina Walls with the head. Gentry Feeker. Back to Phipps. She looked to boot it away. Up to Addie Peace. Pierce Walls. Oh, he tripped up there. No call. Back up to Maddie Goss. Good defense there by the Broncos. Yeah, I thought they might call something. You see, she was kind of like holding her from getting the ball right there. Broncos with some stout defense so far in the first 20 minutes of this ball game. Maybe something not used. These Trojans are not crazy used to, but they'll prevail. They'll prevail. I think so.
For sure. Definitely just got to get used to it, especially with kind of playing maybe some less competition games these past 2 games.
Yeah, I would think that's pretty difficult.
Yeah, just got to get back into the swing of it.
Feeker. Either Jones or Peace in the area. Back to Phipps. We get over to Trina Walls. Blair Barber subs in for, I believe that's, yes, Anna Joseph. Trina Walls throw in to Livy Jones. Yeah. Can't do that. Can't do that. Feet just got caught underneath her. Just kind of tripped her up right there. Like we've been saying, the referees are not going to just let them play. They're going to call most things. Not going to. But I feel like if they don't really impact the game, like right there, I think that's a no call, to be honest with you, because I think she regained her balance.
I know. Normally there's a rule where they play advantage. So if the ref thinks that we still have an advantage, then they would normally not call it.
Yeah.
So.
But, making sure they're on top of it. Peace. Ball back out to Trina Walls. She looks to make a move. Back out to Blair Barber. As she finds Livy Jones. A little wide right there. That was a great pass, though, into Livy Jones right there.
Find into Livy Jones.
Barber checks in the game, immediately makes an impact. Good touch. Just a little wide. Didn't come off the foot. Great, but, we'll take that. Nice head there by Livy Jones. She'll steal the ball right back. Unable to find Addie Peace, who was running with her. Bronco throw in. As another Bronco goes down, she's holding her head.
Free kick, Lady Broncos.
Probably. Wait, if you hit your head, do you have to get like protocol, like concussion? Sway test.
Yes, I thought if you hit your head, you do have to come out, but I believe that's only if the trainer comes on.
Okay, so she got up quick enough. Maybe she realized as this was happening. She seemed to shake it off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul. Gaskins. Not a great touch there from the Broncos. Edwards comes out with the possession. Swings it up to Kierce Walls.
That was a good look up top.
Just kind of another one of those that maybe just a little bit heavy or Landry or goodness, kind of got in the way.
Definitely a great idea though.
No, yeah, I'm liking the stop process.
Yes, I agree.
No call there. Play on, the referee says. Long ball. Addie Peace could not control that. You're going to call that on Kierce Walls, though. Not letting them play too physical.
It's definitely calling tonight.
This seems like a crazy amount, though.
I know. It kind of is a lot.
Like, I understand wanting to set a tone maybe for the game, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I
mean, most of the stuff that they are calling, I could see how it is a foul.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like there needs to be some physicality to an extent.
I agree. Because the Trojans have been playing with physicality for most of the year, so you get a referee crew that doesn't allow that, it kind of messes up your mojo.
Yes.
Kind of makes you maybe a little bit uncomfortable with having the thought in the back of your mind that maybe the referee's going to call this. I can't really do what I want to do.
Yeah, we don't want anyone playing timid, which that could potentially do for sure.
Ball gets swung into Livy Jones. Great pass. Up to Feker. She makes a nice move. And she'll score! Feker! What a shot!
That was awesome. That was a great left foot shot.
Oh my goodness. Trojans get on the board pretty early in this game.
That was awesome. That was honestly like a perfect play.
Great touch just over the extended arm of Sonder. Overall, great stuff from the Trojans right there. I do believe, is Feker a freshman?
Yes, she is.
Oh my goodness. What a play. What a play there from the freshmen. Edwards will come out.
I mean, how would you feel if you were a freshman scoring in the playoff
Dude,
game?
I mean,
That's
come
awesome.
on now. I mean, if we had more of they had a promotion going on tonight with the shirts for the loudest fans. You can kind of hear that, but usually you don't want to hear a she's a freshman chant, you know? But
Right.
nothing of the sorts tonight, but maybe it's just kind of like expected at this point.
Yes. She's definitely made her presence known, I believe, since day one. She's had a, very significant role. On
Even
this
just
team.
being on the field as a freshman, but then playing significant minutes in a playoff game and
Yes.
scoring? I mean, come on
Starting.
now.
Honestly, we have a lot of freshman starters, which is really great for us, just because, we can continue, to have good players through the program. Oh, another goal.
Yeah, absolutely. For the future, I agree. I think they have a great mix of grade levels who play, because you don't want too many seniors playing, because then next year it's like,
Yeah.
what are you going to do without all your seniors? Broncos recover. Kind of flipped sides of the field right there. Jones on the move. Couldn't get to that one. Out of bounds. Trojan throw in. So we get a replay here. Another replay of the goal. I mean, you can't really do much better with that. You think
No.
I
Even
mean-
the passes before that, it was just a really, really great play.
and do you think that was with her off foot?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Left foot. I can never tell, I'm going to be honest. Because some, I've talked about this before, some people are right-handed dominant, but then left-footed.
Yes.
So I can never make a prediction. Also, I feel you got to be good with both, you know?
I know, you definitely do, but I do not think that is her dominant foot, but she looked very dominant with it, so that's awesome. For
Yeah,
her.
it looks pretty natural for her right there. Broncos will the ball go out of bounds. Trojan throw in. Give it up to Walls. Olivia Jones going to get a breather. Taylor Silveros checks into the game. Olivia Jones with a round of applause coming off. That must be a nice feeling.
Yes.
She's kind of everywhere, though.
I know, she definitely has a big presence on this team, and she just got 6A All-State team.
Yeah, that's right. Congratulations. A couple of these girls have.
Yes, along with Adeline Phipps and Annika Patton.
Nice. Being the midfielder, kind of just got to be everywhere, right? You just got to be all over the place, making your presence known.
Yes, and Livy definitely does a great job of that.
Addie Peace up to Maddie Goss. They call it Bronco ball. So Broncos these last 10 minutes, I'd say, have been kind of scrambling. I feel like they haven't had the ball on their side of the field in a little bit.
Yes, I definitely think they're a little shaken up from that goal.
I would agree. Sonder boots it away. Bronco ball. Nice little header there from Blair Barber. Feeker. He's battling for the ball. Gets pushed down. No call. Gaskins boots it out of bounds. Broncos looking to make something happen here in these final 11 minutes of this half. Silveros gets possession. Broncos to Matty Goss. Feeker. Gosh, there's so much happening right there. I don't even know what to call. Pass just a little bit too heavy to Feeker. Another great possession by the Trojans. I think, like we've talked about, I think they're settled in.
I agree with that,
They
for sure.
look fine.
They look very, very settled in now, and they look like they're playing very cohesively.
Obviously, first play of the game was a PK, but I was a little nervous. I must admit,
know.
I was a little nervous. I was like, oh, I don't know how this game's gonna go, but
Yeah, that's definitely a situation you don't want to be put in, is down.
no. But they've definitely responded since then, I'd say.
Yes, for sure, 100%.
Let Patton pick that one up. Taking your time. You got all the time in the world. No need to rush. 1-0 lead. Preferably you want to take that in a half. I mean, obviously, in the greatest world ever, you'd want a 2-0 lead. But I'll take a 1-0 lead headed into half.
Yes, for sure. Definitely want some more cushion, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, obviously you
Too
don't want just a
soon.
one score lead. But, like, usually we were talking about this earlier. Usually, once one goal goes in for these Trojans, usually the floodgates open, and they start scoring a lot. But obviously, different type of defense here from the Broncos. Is that just like a confidence thing, you think? Like just seeing one goal go in for the team?
I think so. I think that's definitely kind of like something that's very impactful for me is like once we see we can score, it's just like another thing you realize you can do it and like you just did it and you can do it again. So it's definitely helpful.
Matty Goss looks to cross it. Oh.
That was real quick. That was a
Is that Kearse Walls you got in there?
I believe yes.
Almost scored it. Saunders all over that one. So we get a nice replay here. Good cross. Saunders happened to be in the area. I mean, that's all you can ask for with a head, no?
Yeah.
Don't really, I mean, how much control do you have over it whenever you're like heading the ball?
It definitely takes a lot of practice to get very like confident with it, but yeah, I would say you don't have too much control. But
yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, her definitely getting in there is very, very important and awesome for her.
Free kick, Lady Broncos.
So I think, personally, I think those are some of the best goals.
Yes, those are awesome.
The headers, yeah.
No, they're definitely not too common, but when they happen, those are really good.
Definitely the most fun. Gaskins kick it up halfway up through the stands. See, that's the thing about playing in a football stadium, though.
Yeah.
Whenever you kick it out, it's nice that we have some fans up there. But last game, we had not a single soul in those bleachers. So when a ball got up there, we had to go all the way back to the goalie, back to the post and get another ball. But it is what it is. Broncos travel well. I think it's almost a 2-hour drive from Mustang to Jenks, America. Phipps will just let that ball go out of bounds. Trojans retain possession. You ever notice they call it Jenks America instead of Jenks Oklahoma?
I know. I feel like we have a couple, school shirts that say Jenks America.
Yeah. I guess it maybe comes off the tongue a little bit better. I'm on an ear. Throw it in. Hiller Silverall's battling for the ball. Bronco throw in. Neal will throw it in. Broncos really just looking to make anything happen right now. Trojans' defense has been pretty stout so far. Blair Barber. Up to Addie Peace. Addie Peace will look to track that ball down. Looking to cross. She will. Into a Bronco defender. Emma Undernear. Phipps. Just a little bit heavy on that pass right there. I feel like Saunders had a good amount of just kind of pickups,
Yeah, she definitely had some action tonight.
Oh my gosh, quite the collision there between Undernear and Walls. Phipps up to Walls. Here's Walls, I should say. There's two Walls out here. Little sister duo action. Trina and Kearse Walls. That must be fun.
I know.
Playing with your sister.
That would be so awesome. I know. I think we've had a couple pairs of sisters. Last year as a senior, Audrey Wright, and a couple years previous, Hannah Wright. So we definitely did have some sisters out there.
Because that's like unmatched chemistry, I feel like.
Oh, 100%.
Just playing with your sister or something like that. Barber. That's it again. Feeker with possession looks to pass up. Matty Goss gets tripped up, and they will call it. I was afraid they weren't going to call it. I'm not for a sec.
That's when we want it to be called.
That's one of those must calls. A girl goes down. I mean, come on now. It's not just a play on. Phipps will take the free kick. Look at the Trojans looking to set something up here. Did you like that? Did you hear that? You hear the boom as soon as she hit it? That's good stuff there from our crowd. We got a nice little crowd here tonight.
We do. We got.
I believe if you're a student, you get free pizza if you came in. We talked about the loudest fans get the super fan shirt. Wonder how they determine that. Here's Walls on the attack. No call there. Emma Undernear got tripped up there. We have some subs. Stella Daniels will check in for Taylor Silverus, to the delight of the fans. Love that substitution.
I believe that is a freshman coming in.
Yeah, Stella Daniels, yet another freshman, getting put in this big playoff game. Just under 4 minutes left to go in this half. Kears. Stopped by a Bronco defender. Back to Feeker. Maddie Goss retains possession. Looks for Addie Peace. Addie Peace to Maddie Goss. To Feeker. She'll cross. Oh.
Guys.
Look to cross it over to Kierce Walls. Trying to get maybe another header. She had a header that just missed earlier. But some contact there, though.
I know. I was kind of surprised there wasn't a call on that.
Yeah. No call there.
Maybe just off balance.
Ainsley Neal with a nice deflection, I guess. Trojans will retain possession, though, as the time winds down here in this first half. Trojans trying to get a nice little cushion. Up to Feeker. Feeker with a nice play. Maybe, you think that was a shot?
And possibly that's kind of a hard angle to pull one
Yeah.
off of, but she definitely had a good shot off there.
Yeah, Saundered kind of with just the easy catch right there, but you never know. I have a tough time judging between, or differentiating between like a shot and a pass.
Yeah. Especially when it's like a cross out there. Sometimes we don't even know what we're doing, so.
That's
just
true.
try-
Just kind of like let it happen.
Just try to get it in the box.
There you go. Nice little fan interaction. I believe that is Kaysen Gaylor, head coach Adam Gaylor's son, I believe. I could be wrong, guys. I don't know. That's my best guess. You know what? I only know that because you followed me on Instagram.
Yeah, we seem to look.
I had to follow back the head coach's son.
Of course.
Of course, we have the coach's daughter, backup goalie, Addie Gaylor. A lot of Gaylors around here. Broncos trying to make something happen in these last minutes. Patton with the nice little save.
1 minute.
Here's someone yelling, "Get up!"
I know.
Just gotta
Definitely.
say, I think you should just take your time now.
I feel like we are having some good time management, which is very crucial, especially in like playoff games. We got to make sure we take our time and stuff just to run the clock a little bit.
Yeah, because obviously with up 1-0, you don't want to turn the ball over and then some catastrophic happens to end the half.
Exactly.
It's like obviously, oh, here we go. Peace fights for the ball. Obviously, if you score, fantastic, but if you don't, not the end of the world.
Yes.
I'm on her near. Pass into Peace. And she'll get fouled. She'll have a free kick.
Free kick line.
Or the Trojans will have a free kick.
Now we see us rushing.
Broncos with some physical defense. Peace kind of wincing in pain there, but able to walk it off. Whoa. A little bit too much. Too much power. I would say it was a great half from the show. What did you think? What were your overall takeaways from that half from the Trojans?
I think that was a very, very great half. I'm really glad that we're up 1-0, and I think the girls would definitely be more than happy to be up going into the next half and stuff. I think we have played very, very confident and settled into the game well, and I think our connecting and our passes and our forward attacks have been really really good, and then also our defense seems to be locked down back there, which is, all you can ask for. I feel like everyone's playing very well overall.
I agree on all points. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes for the second half of this regional playoff game. And welcome back to some more Jenks soccer. Trojans took a early 1-0 lead as we get ready for the second half to be played out. Addie, how are we feeling?
I think we're feeling great, honestly. I think the Trojans, also, just looking down out there, they look to be having a good time and cheerful spirits, which is, honestly, they can't have anything more than that. So I'm feeling also very confident in them, and I hope they are too, which I don't really have any doubts that they are feeling down or anything, especially with the lead going into the second half.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that they're lacking any confidence, to be honest. I'm sure they're feeling pretty good about how they're playing, because I feel like their defense really settled in and just started stopping it. I felt like they were barely getting it past the 50. It felt like.
I agree. I think we've had a lot more possession since the start of the game, and kind of all in the opposing team's defensive half. Yeah,
maybe start off a little slow because of the lightning delay, maybe. Maybe that's it. Maybe, the playoff nerves. Either or, to be honest. Didn't really seem to have that much of an impactful impact on the Trojans, but nonetheless, still 1-0 game, still close. Broncos still in striking distance.
Yes, definitely still need to.
Because you got to think, these seniors, they don't want to go home.
Oh.
They don't want to be done. Like, some of these
Definitely
careers, some careers are ending tonight.
I know.
Which is sad. It's sad to think about, but that's how it is in these playoff games, and these do or die.
I know, especially with girls not continuing to play at the collegiate level.
Yes. Well, I'm sure for you kind of had it in the back of your mind. You're like, moving on to bigger and better things.
I mean, it definitely sucked, but.
Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't my last soccer game ever, so that's definitely a pro.
It is different from most people. The Trojans will start off with the ball. Olivia Jones Anna Joseph. We'll get things started in the second half. So we wait for the referees. Okay, I was like, what are we waiting on? The guys in the neon jogging onto the field. Don't know how I feel about the neon. And, you got to make sure you know that they're a ref, I guess. But do they always wear neon? Surely
yes,
they do,
I think
right?
normally.
Okay.
Green, yellow, somewhere
It's
around
just
there.
not something I really think about, so I had to
know.
think about it for a sec, see if I've always seen it.
Yeah, until you notice it.
Broncos, nice defense there. Take the ball up. I believe that's Izzy. Yeah, Izzy Smith. I think it was the first time checking in the game. So this is interesting. So they don't really start they didn't start their second half with their starters. They kind of switched it up. Got some new girls in there.
I think
Izzy
they
Smith
gave
is the first. And Blair Barber also out there as well. And Modernier.
Trina Walls a break, I think, for Izzy Smith.
Yeah. Maddie Goss. On the attack. Just missed his piece. Bounces out back out to Livy Jones. Nice move. Oh, just a little wide.
That was a great play,
That
though.
was almost top ends.
I know. She had that sweet spot.
It's a good move. Everything but the finish right there. Let's get a nice little replay here.
She was in great positioning for that.
I love the idea, but just wasn't there, unfortunately. It'll be a Trojans throw in. Trojans attacking early. Going quick as well. Maddie Goss, fine for the ball. It'll be Trojans throw in. He's going to throw it in the back end of Goss. Back to Undernear. Looks to cross it, fortunately, into the Bronco defense. Just over the head of Phipps. Looks like Gaskins will be able to track it down. Box it out, let it go out of bounds. Main thing is keep the ball in your possession, You can't get scored on if you have the ball,
Exactly.
Be Bronco throwing. Not exactly sure what happened there. Blair Barber. They'll call a foul on the Broncos. Okay, I thought they called that on Barber for a second. Be a little scared. Not that these calls up here in the midfield area, they're not that crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they're not that impactful, I feel like.
Yeah. I just feel like on that one, we kind of might have been able to go without it. We still had possession, so.
as we talked about earlier, you know, they're keeping a tight ship. Yeah. It's like most things they're going to call.
Yeah.
Can't get away with much here. It'll be a Broncos free kick. Say, look, to get really anything going. They started off hot early, as we talked about. We were talking about how it was kind of an even game within the first 20 minutes, but these last 20 minutes have been all Trojans.
Yeah, I definitely think the Broncos have lost some steam that we saw at the beginning.
Addy Peace, unable to track that ball down. Sonder able to kick it away. Feeker, the lone goal scorer, crosses it to Peace. And to Joseph. Great save there by Sonder.
I feel like the Trojans have been in really great positioning spots just to kind of get the loose balls, like Livy Jones earlier and Anna Joseph on that one.
I agree. That's like, I think it's, well, this has been the second shot on goal this half, but they've had a good amount so far this game. This would be Livy Jones with the corner. Making sure everyone's all set up in their correct positions. Thank you so much. Prince with the delivery for Water. And that gets goal!
Oh
Livy Jones from the corner!
An Olympia from Livy Jones.
What a goal!
That was an awesome goal.
Dude, that doesn't happen very often.
That
From the
does
corner?
not.
Oh my goodness. Let's look at this replay. I don't think she even expected to go in.
She bended that right. That
Oh,
was
look at
perfect.
that. A little bit of English on it. Man, that's tough to do.
Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
can't even imagine.
I don't see that every day.
Yeah, we had some. Edwards actually had it from the right corner over there last game and scored. Livy trying to one-up her there with her own. Now the Broncos down 2-0 early. You got to think that they go into desperation mode right now.
I know.
Season on the line. There's just, but it seems like everything they do, the Trojans are just matching it.
Yeah, definitely another great feeling for the Trojans. Got some more cushion to them.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Coach Gross gets an explanation from the referee. I'm not exactly sure.
The fans, I believe.
The fans, something's happening with. Oh, the guys on the. It looks like some of the. I think that's Ezra Hansley, Riley Kester, some of the other guys coming in here.
Trojan TV.
They don't like him. I don't think they like him
I
leaning
know.
in.
I'm kind of
to the
surprised
thing.
they said something.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder what the rules are on that.
Maybe you can't be up against the gate. I don't know. Because look, they're standing still. Anyway, just a brief intermission, I guess. Referees don't like that. They hate fun. No fun zone over here. Broncos will head that into the stands. Izzy Smith will throw it in. To Addy Peace. Back to Smith. Over to Barber. Just under the foot of Feeker. Barber on the attack. Livy Jones. Swings it over to Emma. Emma under near. It's Maddie Goss. Goss looking to make something happen. Looking to cross it here. Good defense there from the Broncos. Oh, what'd they call her just there?
Oh, we got a player down on the Broncos.
Okay. Another Bronco down. That's the third one tonight, unfortunately. Do you think the drive has anything to do with that? Or maybe the intermission or something?
Yeah, definitely that, again, like we talked about earlier, like the home field advantage, it's tough going from sitting to like playing, and then even again with the Lightning, sitting again, you know, you're not moving and get the amount of rest that the Trojans do.
Yeah, like obviously in the locker room, obviously they're probably doing some things like staying ready, staying warm, keeping their feet loose and stuff like that, but stuff you just can't account for. I thought she's holding her knee.
Looks like outside of her knee.
Not ideal. I didn't exactly see the play. I didn't know. I didn't see if it was a contact injury or if it was a non-contact injury.
I feel like it could have possibly been the contact with Blair earlier.
Yes. Okay. Yes, you're right. Does not look like it feels good. It looks like she is getting some attention, so we'll let you guys go for a little bit. We'll be back once she recovers. All right, that was quicker than expected. She got up. She's walking off. She looks... Hopefully she's okay. Hate to see that. But I digress. We are back. I think it'll be a Trojan throw-in, I do believe. Yep, and Emma under near. Go to Maddie Goss. Just kind of kicks it out of bounds. You're complete control of that ball.
I thought that was deflected, but
Yeah, maybe. Adigas with some pressure. Not letting the Broncos get comfortable. Good passing here from Broncos. Get it up the field, but turnover.
I will
Good
say
pass.
I'm kind of surprised with the Broncos' attitude because sometimes I feel like after getting scored on twice, you can kind of be down and out, but they still seem to, have some.
Yeah,
sense
they're
of
still
urgency.
into it. Offsides. We got Judge McCarthy watching the game on his phone while at the game. Now, it takes some type of commitment. Yes, offsides for the Broncos. Gaskins with the ball.
How are you? Yeah. Where's your dad?
Ball's promptly kicked out of bounds. Sorry, we were just picking up a conversation there. Had to tell him to get out of the way. Izzy Smith with the throw-in. No, yeah, back to like what you were saying about how all those girls are still standing up. Like we mentioned at the beginning.
Yes.
They're all very excited, maybe. I don't know if excited is the word being down 2-0, but
I know they said
maybe into it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just like a culture thing, you think?
I don't know, but I definitely feel like they're still in somewhat of a high spirits. They're not.
Yeah, I
down
mean,
and out.
yeah, there's definitely some time left in this game. But for the most part, it's been all Trojans. Gaskins, the slide tackle. Trojan throw in. Broncos kicked it back to Smith. Bronco throw in. The girl in the yellow seemed pretty hyped about that. She was signaling that was Broncos' ball, making sure the referee knew. Addie Goss. Yeah, another Trojan throw in him under near. Look to find Livy Jones. Back to under near. Under near. Kick it in to Addie Peace. To Anna Joseph. Ball took a bounce on her. Took a little skip. Broncos. Yeah, handball. Someone didn't like. I can't tell whose fans didn't like. I don't think the Broncos fans like that. I think that hit. Do you think that hit elbow?
That seemed, yeah, which normally they call. I think
Yeah.
elbow and up, somewhere around there.
Just a judgment call. I believe. I saw it too.
Yeah. I feel like that was a pretty clear handball.
Allan Phipps with the free kick. She'll boot it away. Good catch there by Saunder. Able to track that down. Hands on the back. They call the foul on Blair Barber. Broncos will get the free kick. Maybe this can swing the momentum for them. Yeah, Bronco tying her shoe. Oh, no, we're good. See, on those headers scare me. I feel like those are just bound for concussions. I feel like they're just about to head her like right in the head.
I know. It's definitely not for everyone, but it's, very key, especially to win those air challenges.
Yeah.
That gives you a very big advantage.
Phipps will kick it up the field, looking for a Gosser piece. Blair Barb with the touch. Swinging on over to Izzy Smith. Finds Feeker. Feeker will take it up the field. Kicked out of bounds by the Broncos. Trojans throw in. We have some subs checking in. Claire Keeling, Trina Walls for Addie Peace and Blair Barber. Kind of seeing the same mix of players coming in and out. Keeping it consistent from Coach Gross. Izzy Smith with the throw in. To Olivia Jones. Battling for the ball there. Feeker kick it on out. Nice play there by Sonder. I thought she was about to trip over herself and like something bad might have happened, but so I thought we had a replay going on right there. Tried to throw in. Nice save there, Sonder. Trying to keep her team in it.
Definitely haven't made it too easy for the keeper tonight, which is what we want.
No, yeah, definitely keeping her on her toes the entire night. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a keeper and then balls keep on flying at me.
No.
Having to reach her. Because she's made some difficult plays tonight. Obviously, some have been routine, but ever since that first PK, Patton hasn't really had too much action tonight.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is nice. Glass half full. Maybe she wants to be more involved, but at the end of the day, if you're a goalie not being involved, that means your team's doing something right.
I feel like that's a win.
Try to Walls. This hits it. Ball popped up. Dan to Joseph. Clara Keeling in the area. Emma Undernear. Clara Keeling retains possession. It gets shoved down. Obvious foul. Things are getting physical. Trojan bench loves that. Kind of a miscommunication there between Phipps and Undernear. Kick it back. Speaking of Annika Patton, here we go. She'll settle it down. Keep the Broncos in check. Move it away to the 50-yard line. Emma scanning the field. Claire Keeling gets shoved down again, and they'll call it again. What did she do to these girls?
I know. Claire's always a physical one, so I feel like she can draw some fouls, which is honestly nice.
They're giving it back to her?
Yeah.
Dude, that's like 2 times in a row she's been shoved down by a Bronco.
I know. But Claire can definitely take it.
Mm-hmm.
She's tough out there.
Broncos getting in some substitutions, trying to make I wouldn't say a final push, but definitely a push. Trojans defense have stood them up so far through their efforts. Claire Keeling kind of gave it back to the Bronco defense. She's like, all right, if you're going to shut me down twice.
She had enough of that. It was her turn.
Free kick for the Broncos.
Things are getting a little chippy. I mean, I'm not sure how much talking they're doing down there, but, it's getting a little chippy. Things are getting physical.
I feel like that's always kind of bound to happen with, just the stakes that the game is at.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, there goes. Is that Claire Keeling again?
Yes.
Free kick for the
A third time? She can't be happy right now.
I
She just
know.
can't be happy.
Definitely got some beef in the midfield.
Yeah, my God. I can't tell which Bronco is doing this, or I don't think it's the same player.
I know. I think at
But
least
it
one
seems like there's a hit out on her or something.
Claire's a ball magnet, so.
Yeah. Broncos look to no, good defense there. Anna Joseph. Jones will shove it down. Everything's happening right now.
Yeah, it's getting chippy for sure.
The Broncos, they're shoving down the Trojans now. Trojans are responding. Backing up her teammate, though.
Yeah.
Liv Jones, I love to see that.
I feel like this is a good thing, but at the same time, we definitely need to manage it. Even like close to the goal, more so, but also just anywhere, just because we can't get it to get out of hand.
Speaking of you want to manage your emotions too,
Yes.
maybe. Like obviously you don't want to be completely stoic out there, but don't want to get this game to get crazy. Like you don't want some yellows being thrown around. You don't want girls getting thrown out of the game. Oh my! What a kick!
Yeah, that was from the 35, I think.
Yeah, Patton. This is too high for her.
Not much Patton can do there. It was a great shot.
My goodness, top left.
Top end, yeah.
Yeah, top ends, yeah. As we were talking about, we're seeing how the Broncos responded on all those foul calls that were being called.
Yeah, like we said, we got to manage the game, but, it happens.
Finally got something to go. Hopefully, that's a wake-up call for the Trojans, and they start locking down. As that reignited the Broncos bench, and probably the players too. Now, with a shift of momentum like this, how would you handle that?
Yeah, I feel like it's almost similar to the beginning of the game where we weren't as settled. We kind of didn't come out as strong, so I kind of think, they might have relaxed a little bit too much, but, that's definitely very, very common, and it's easy to get in that mindset. So I think it's just a mindset change that might need to happen right here. Just kind of get back locked in and back to where we were at, playing with so much momentum and so much energy and urgency. So, but I know we can definitely get back there.
Because I know we were talking about the fouls that are being called against Keeling, and that seemed to kind of like hype up the Broncos in a way. Here we go. Trina Walls. Olivia Jones trips. Unable to field that ball. As we got another collision between
Claire?
Yeah, oh my goodness. It's Claire Keeling.
Again.
Don't even have to look anymore.
She's got the neon cleats set. Oh, she got a yellow.
I think she's being subbed out for Blair Barber. I honestly don't even blame her. She's getting pummeled out there.
I believe she just got a yellow. So
Oh,
once
she
you
did?
Get
Okay.
a yellow, you do have to go out for the next play.
Do you think that's just like, I don't think that one incident caused the yellow. I think there's the
Yeah,
multitude
I
of
agree.
just
I
all the
think-
fouls.
Yes, for sure.
Because that's the thing, too. If you get too many fouls, they'll just throw a
Yeah.
yellow, keep you in check.
Yeah, for sure. But honestly, I feel like she really only had one other on her.
Yeah, no, I feel like she wasn't really initiating
Yeah.
the contact most of the time. Honestly, didn't get a great look. I was looking at the cross. We got another foul
There's a lot of stoppage in this game.
against Jones. I can tell the Trojans are getting frustrated, but they need to keep our composure. You know, obviously the referees are going to be the referees. Nothing you can do about it. But yeah, kind of like we were talking about earlier about their physicality and how they play. It is kind of shifting how they're playing
Yeah.
right now, because I can tell.
I know. I definitely, being a former player, this is common for us, just to kind of get somewhat chippy. So
Yeah.
I think we just do need to settle down, which, we will get there.
Yeah, kind of getting back to it. I think they'll do a good job as long as they can just hold this 2-1 lead. They're probably not gonna be too worried about it.
Yeah, we definitely have some cushion, which is nice.
Now I wonder if the Broncos, they're trying to be more physical as well, trying to make the referees make that call,
Yeah.
almost making them call, and maybe it's throwing the Trojans through a loop a little bit. But I agree with you. I believe they should be able to settle this down. Ton of experience on this team.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. It's the Broncos. Nice move there. Taking down the field. Izzy Smith gets in the way. Flex it. And it'll be promptly kicked up to the stands by Blair Barber, I believe. Yep. We got a fan up there. Good Samaritan. Oh. Didn't quite get it past the
Back in
fence.
stands.
You gotta get in the gym, man. What are we doing? 22 minutes left remaining. This pretty intense second half.
Yeah, I will say I do like the energy, and I'm glad we're not backing down from any fight, and we still got some fierce attitudes.
Trina Walls trying to get it through to her sister, Kierce Walls. Back up to Trina. Trina will take it. Sonder.
That was a
Nice
great play.
pickup. Good read there. Deciding to come out and retrieve that ball instead of standing inside the goal. Anna Joseph applying the pressure. And did a good job of it. That touch was a little bit too hard. Or that pass was a little bit too hard, I should say. Izzy Smith walking over to the ball. No need to rush. Taking her time. Broncos retain possession. Getting pressure there, though, by Kierce Walls. Up to Izzy Smith. Olivia Jones. Nice touch. Passed over to Emma Undernear. Back to Olivia Jones. Pass is just a little bit off target for Kierce Walls there. Emma Undernear. Trina Walls trying to battle for the ball. Broncos take it away. Yeah, I like the Trojans are still being aggressive, even with the lead.
Yes.
Definitely not letting up
Yeah, I think
any
that
sort of advantages.
is another strong suit. We just have some very fierce players that are going to play all the way through and just have a great work ethic overall.
Yeah, because if you're up one, you don't want to change your whole game plan. I mean, you just got to keep it.
Exactly.
Because you obviously want to keep that cushion.
Yes.
Anna Joseph back out to Gaskins. Gaskins looking, surveying the field. Looks for Kierce Walls. Kierce makes a move, unable to convert. Oh!
What a save.
Oh my goodness. I was getting ready to call a goal. Goal kick for the Broncos. The unfortunate turn of events. I thought for sure the Trojans was going to score. There's just so much happening right there.
See, that's another moment where we talk about positioning. Like, we just have really great positioning
Yeah,
there.
Sonder with the incredible save. And whenever she saves the second one, she's out of, like, she was out of the way.
I know.
But there's just no Trojan in the area that was able to tap in that goal. Broncos did a nice job getting it out of the area. Gaskins goes down.
And she's cramping.
Yeah, she's cramping. Izzy Smith looks to track down the ball. Annika Patton. Kind of an unnecessary shove right there from the Bronco attacker. Stoppage for, like we said, Gaskins. I think she's okay. I think it's just cramps. Yeah. She looks to be okay, just walking it off. I think they'll just do one of those play on.
Really drop ball
Yep.
to Annika.
Patton surveying her options. Decides to boot it away.
I feel like that's smart with our circumstances.
Yeah,
right
don't
now.
want to throw it. Or yeah, just kind of keep it on Trojan's side for sure. Broncos on the attack. They find an opening. Phipps, great defense there, just kick it away. Barber playing some physical defense. Jones Looks for Trent Walls. Trent Walls able to pressure the ball out on the Broncos. It'll be a Trojan throw in. Couple subs coming in. Matty Goss and Addie Peace. Is that Livy Jones and Kierce Walls coming off? Maybe Jones is getting a quick breather, then coming right back in. Don't you think?
Yes.
Because she's made such an impact on this game.
Yes, she plays such a significant role on this team for sure, and I think it's definitely smart to keep her in as much as possible, but she definitely needs a breather here and there.
No, for sure, because I feel like she's doing maybe the most running around on the team.
I know.
Being in that mid.
I do not want to be any type of midfielder with all that running. I don't think I could handle that.
Phipps skies it up to Trina Walls. Trina looking for peace. Goss will retain the possession for the Trojans. Up to Walls. She's trying to corral the ball. Goss gets possession. Passes it over to Undernear. Undernear looking for something. Crosses it over to Trina. Gets through. I don't think Trina was expecting that, though. I think she was expecting to get through that Broncos defender. Sonder. Boots it away. Goss fighting for the ball near the Trojans bench. Trojans ball. Bench love that. Emma Undernear with the throw in. To Peace. Peace swings it into the Bronco defender. Costly turnover there by the Broncos. Goss. Broncos just kind of playing some pretty good defense here. Barber looking for it. Joseph kicks it out to Undernear. Broncos definitely tightening up their defense. They're everywhere. I mean, they're trying to pressure the ball at all times, really. Trojans just trying to get away from that ball pressure.
Yeah. I think the Trojans are doing very well, just keeping possession and kind of maintaining control and staying calm under pressure.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, kind of like we were talking about, like almost desperation mode for the Broncos. They realize what's at stake here. So they're changing it up. They're changing up what they're doing. Staying aggressive.
Yeah, I kind of feel like like we kind of talked about, their defense might be a little bit more tighter. I mean, they definitely need to look for attacking opportunities, but they can't really have any more goals on them, so that'll be costly for them.
I agree. So we have Stella Daniels subbing for Trina Walls. We have just under 15 minutes left to play in the second half. In this quarterfinal playoff game. Ball sneaks past Izzy Smith. Izzy Smith will just kick it out. Smart play there. Try to limit some damage here by the Broncos.
I know, I think it's very important for them to just kind of play smart right now rather than, other strategies. We got to be able to be really smart with the last minutes, especially in a playoff game.
That's true. With around 14 minutes remaining, you don't need to score. It's definitely tying up that defense and playing safe. Broncos, nice move there. Peace comes away with it. Matty Goss dribbling down the field. Finds Peace. Peace looking to cross. We'll just pass it off to Goss. Goss gets swarmed by an army of Bronco defenders. Up to Phipps. Deflection off the Broncos. It'll be Trojan ball. Livy Jones, like we said, checks right back in. Gaskins will come out.
I'm kind of surprised they're taking Gaskins out. Normally,
yeah, I know.
Keep their defense in the whole game, but
Trojans with a couple freshmen out there. Stella Daniels and Feeker. Gentry Feeker. Olivia Jones. Just gonna let that ball go out of bounds. Broncos want a call right there. I can see where she was coming from, Phipps. Playing aggressive. But that's just kind of what this game has turned into.
Yeah.
Like, at the start of the game, I was thinking, dang, they're just not going to be that aggressive because they're calling everything. But it's actually turned into quite the opposite.
Yeah, I know. I feel like our Trojans, that's another, like, strong suit like we were talking about. But it's just so important, especially when the other team's giving it back. We can't back down from that.
Yeah. Goss, have a shot on the goal. Saunders will just let that go out of bounds. Be a goal kick for the Broncos. 12 minutes remaining. She's going quick, giving herself ample time, or giving her teammates ample time to hopefully tie this game up. Broncos back to Undernear. Undernear finds Jones, crosses it. No one was in the area, unfortunately.
There seems to be a lot of action on this left side, so I think we're trying to look to swing it to the opposing side.
Trying to switch sides of the field here. Find Stella Daniels. She'll swing it in the piece. Goss with the recovery. Looking for Feeker. Unfortunately, wasn't able to track that one down, or really just wasn't really in the area. Saunders. Pick up Jones. Kind of got tripped up there. There you go. I was going to say, like, I know that was a play on the ball, but definitely got tripped up there. Will be a free kick. Let's see who's going to take this one. I think it's going to be Goss, yeah.
This is great distance for shooting distance.
That's what you were talking about. 18
I know.
is the ideal distance.
It is. And Maddie Goss definitely has that in her.
This would be huge.
Yeah. I think we're looking for more of a shot right now rather than cross, which is definitely what we want.
Yeah, unfortunately there, Saunders able to kind of make a routine play on that one. Maybe didn't exactly come off the foot as she intended, but it is what it is. Jones will recover anyways. Get the ball back. Let Goss throw it in. Just under 10 minutes remaining. And what's been a pretty chippy game so far. Barber getting in there. Broncos just trying to find something here in these last 10 minutes. Foul on the Trojans. Broncos free kick. Looking for her options here. Trying to figure out where she wants to go with this ball. Barber went up with the header. Came down hard. Able to get up, though. Able to get up. As the Broncos become increasingly more desperate as time squanders down. Jones, yeah, they're calling that every time.
Free kick.
She seems to get hurt.
Yep. Fourth Bronco down.
Might be
Are they stretching her? Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I can tell from maybe a cramp. She seems to be all good. Ainsley Neal able to walk it on off. In games like these, whenever you're running around and you want to give out all-out effort, I can definitely see how you could catch a cramp here and there. Not very fun to deal with, though.
I know.
I mean, they're not like a significant injury or anything, but like
They're just
for that amount of
painful.
time that you're in pain.
I know.
It's definitely up there in the pain scale for me. Looks like we have some subs coming in, or a sub, I should say. Annabelle Edwards checks in the game for Addie Peace. No reason to run on the field, you know. Take as much time as you need. I didn't even realize that was like a stalling technique. That's a pretty good strategy right there.
I know, it just definitely helps manage the game very well. Keep the momentum in your favor.
Yep. Because if you can control the clock, I mean, you control the game, you control your destiny.
Yeah, and I think the Trojans have been doing
Another
very
sub.
well of controlling the game.
Now, this is an interesting strategy. Are they going to have a sub, you think, on every dead ball?
Yeah, that is a very great strategy that a lot of people, will use. It's common. Just to kind of, get the game to slow down overall.
So if you're the Broncos, you got to think twice before like kicking it out of bounds or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Or at a stoppage, I should say. But obviously, I think, do the referees see that and maybe don't call as many stoppages?
Yeah, that definitely could be a factor, for sure, with like all the fouls and stuff.
Yeah. We'll see what the referees decide to do there. Because it is up to them, right, on whether they sub them in. Because obviously you can't do it on every single out of bounds.
Yeah.
Just kind of just go with the flow of the game.
Yeah, they definitely got to get the attention of the refs before they, make the sub.
They call a foul on the Broncos. Livy Jones goes down there. Be a free kick for Livy Jones. Now this might be more of a passing opportunity.
Yes, but maybe she can bend one.
I
in
mean,
like
yeah,
she
that's
did
true.
earlier.
Yeah, she did get one in from the corner.
She's definitely got that in her.
Yeah, I think she was maybe trying to. Sonder able to catch that. Punts it away. Kind of a heavy touch there. Stella Daniels able to. God, heavy pass there. Jones, as you can see. Maybe it was intended for Edwards. Or maybe it was more of a shoot at the goal and see what happens here. It's like you said, maybe sometimes they don't even know
I know.
if it is going to be a pass or a shot.
For sure, personal experience, I can
Yep.
say. I don't really know sometimes.
Gaskins, just kick it out. No reason.
Very smart there.
Broncos threatening here. Just under 6 minutes remaining. In the 5 and 6 minute mark. Undernear intercepts that one. Good touch there. The Bronco ball still. Broncos trying to get a little advantage up there, trying to move the ball up maybe further than they should have. Referee stops that immediately. Barber with a nice header. Goss looking to track that one down. Broncos with another throw in. Nice move there. Feeker comes away with the steal. Nice pass up to Daniels. I believe, still Trojan ball. What exactly do they call there?
I feel like it could have been after the play, possibly.
Yeah. Some type of foul, some type of extracurricular activity that happened.
Yeah,
I was over here looking at the monitor,
know.
so I don't know if the camera, I don't know.
I was looking
the
at the
camera
ball,
picked that
and
one
I
up.
think it might have happened after the pass.
Yeah. Phipps will take the free kick. Sonder. Pick that one up. Boot it away. Barber. Nice touch there. She looks to head it right here.
She's been very dominant in the midfield tonight with her head and just winning first balls.
Yeah, she has that height on her.
I know.
She can get up there and go get it. Probably as
an
best as
advantage.
anyone on this team. Gaskin's not taking any chances. Was that intentional? Just
I
kick it
think
out like
so,
halfway through
yeah.
up the stands?
Kick it in the stands, waste some time.
That is, yeah, it's true. Some of the mini stalling techniques that we've been seeing from these Trojans.
Yeah, especially with 3 minutes left. We want to, don't take any chances and wind the clock down.
Yeah, because some of these I've never seen, I'm going to be honest. Very interesting to me. Referee's going to call, he's going to call time there. Stop the clock. Doesn't let the stalling get too out of hand. Broncos looking to make something happen here. Feeker, great defense. Able to kick it up to Annie Edwards. Annie taking it down the field. Gets tripped up. No call. Out of bounds. Bronco throw in. It's under 3 minutes left to play here. Season on the line here if you're the Broncos. I wouldn't call it a panic, maybe. Actually, you know what I would?
I know.
I think you start panicking.
I agree. I definitely feel like they kind of know what's at stake and are a little bit flustered. You can just see with like the urgency with the keeper right there even.
Well, it seems like all of these, oh my goodness. Looks like the Broncos got away with one there, shoving down Blair Barber. But yeah, I mean, if the Trojans can just keep it over here, the crowd knows it, the bench knows it. It's looking really good here for the Trojans.
There's another corner opportunity.
Looks like it'll be Olivia Jones will just maybe tap it to Annabelle
I
Edwards.
believe they're going to try and keep the ball in the corner. This is another tactic just to
Oh, okay.
keep it away.
The Broncos ball. So I could see how that, if they just keep on kicking it out and then,
Yeah.
okay.
Kind of just shield the ball in the corner where they can't get it and just the clock winds down
Yep.
and there's, no room for really anything to happen.
Broncos looking for a long ball here. Just doesn't really kick it to anyone. Kicks it to undernear. Bronco ball.
Is that one being the wrong call?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go. Broncos. See if they have anything left in the tank here. Seems to be some type of confusion going on. Well, the only Bronco score came from a free kick, so they haven't really been able to generate their own offense, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. I think big compliments to the defense. They've been very locked down there with, Emma Undernear, Adel,
Yep.
and, Matty Goss and Gaskins. I feel like they've done really, really well keeping it locked in back there.
Yep. 30, 34, 33, 30 seconds remaining. Is that really even enough time? Oh, here we go. Stella Daniels threatening,
Oh, that's...
trips over herself. Or to get pushed, maybe.
I thought she got
The
pushed.
crowd looks like thinks she got pushed. She thinks she got pushed.
I'm very surprised.
It doesn't, I mean, obviously in the grand scheme of things, maybe it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But that would have been the dagger. What a win by your Jenks Trojans. They'll be moving on to the semifinals.
That was a great victory for us.
Overall, I think it was an overall fantastic game.
I agree. I'm very, very, happy and pleased with how the Trojans played. I think they came out very strong and intense, which is, all you can ask for.
Dude, they came up strong, intense, and they never backed down. Even whenever they scored that goal, I know we were talking about how they were going to bounce back from it. And as we saw Keeling kind of getting almost smacked around, I would say. But able to keep their composure, stay in line, and able to pull out this game. And that's going to do it here from us in Trojan TV. I think this might be our last soccer broadcast, our last home game. So that's going to do it from me, Aiden Lau.
And Adeline Wright.
And obviously our director, Y. Shubin. And thank you guys. Great season.